What's happening, guys? Today's another day on the channel. Today we got a surprise for you guys. It's a very old car. It's been an HP Logic. We're gonna do something really quick here at this shop. And yeah, we just had to run to AutoZone to go get a tool so we could take the wheels off because the wheel lock key was not in the car. But while we were there, we went and got a couple more things that I said I needed for the shop here. I got this. This is high temp grease. This is what I use to put my axles together. If I don't have like axle boot grease. Same stuff, so this is good. I got the never sees right here that I needed the other day for my studs on my hubs and everything like that. And we got 2 more cans of brake clean here, so we can never really run out of brake clean. Eventually I'll be buying cases of this stuff so that I can just have it here. But at this time we don't really need to get cases just yet because I'm not drenching stuff with brake clean and cleaning it off that much. So just put these in here, the never sees right there, put the grease right there. There you go. Got a nice supply of stuff right there. Towels are still running good. We got some white shop towels now. But let's go ahead and go over and check out what we're gonna be working on today and start working on that. So we'll be working on this bad girl today. So we're gonna be putting on some new parts. We did this at HP, put the carburetors on, and then the long tube headers under there with a full exhaust all the way back to the back right here with the 2 tips. Today what we're going to be putting on is we're going to be putting on these right here. I did these a long time ago on another customer's car, but these are Techno Toy Tuning coilovers. They're kind of involved with what we need to do, but not as involved as what you guys might think. So what we're going to do is we're going to be putting these on here. And we got to put a brake master here too on, and then get the other filter onto the back of that carburetor. So let's go ahead, take apart the rear here, and then start getting this thing all set up. Okay, so with the Datsun here, this is a 240Z. I don't think I've said that in the very beginning here. We got this rear strut already off, and we were going to reassemble it, and we ran into a couple problems here. So on this old strut here, the seal wasn't coming out very nicely, so we're going to get a new rear bearing and a seal for this here. And then on the actual spindle piece here, I believe this bearing here is all set. We don't need to get another one of these. If it comes with the kit, then we'll try to put it onto there, but if it doesn't, then we're just going to put a rear seal on there. We're going to take this piece here off, we're going to lube everything up, and then we're going to put it all back together. This will not be done in this video, but we'll come back at a later date and finish up this project on the back here. We're going to take both sides off though, and we're going to put it on jack stands in the back, and then we'll go up to the front and we'll start taking apart the front. The front should be a little simpler because it's just a spindle, and we should be able to take this nut off here and the cotter pin off on the stock one here, and just put the whole spindle onto this, bolt it all up, and then we should be able to just get it all back together, and the front should be a-okay, and we should see how low the front gets. And then we'll go up here into the top, and we'll start disassembling this brake booster and brake master, and reassemble all this stuff up here to get this thing running tip-top shape for brakes. So let's go ahead and get this rear strut off. We'll do a time lapse of taking this side off here. The shoes were pretty difficult to get off, or the drums were, but we got those off. So it's going to be taking off this axle back here, taking off the nut that's on the back there, which actually we don't even need to do at this point until we get the brake, till we get the actual bearings. Pop off the bottom LCA bolt, take off the 3 nuts that hold the strut in, and then we should be able to pull this whole assembly off as well, and then we'll be able to put it on the jack stands and swap over the parts that we can at this point right now. So let's go ahead and do a little time lapse. Okay guys, so the coilovers for the rear are in. They are not going to get finished in this video, like I said before. We're going to finish these up in another video, but the only thing that it needs is the rear hubs to get finished, and then for me to finagle this brake line on this side to get it back on. So this side is almost done, the other side is almost done. We're going to move on to the front now, and we're going to get that started. We have to figure out how we're going to put this thing down and yeah, get it on the ground now. So we'll probably get some 2x4s or something like that and put it onto the back here so we can keep it up. I don't have jack stands at the moment, but we'll figure it out and we'll get it on the ground. So let's go ahead and put this thing back down so we can jack up the front and get working on that. Okay, so we're on to the front now. The it's raining outside, so it might be a little hard to hear, but we're doing the front now. We have to take the brake caliper off right here. We have to take the line off of the strut right there. Then we need to take it off of the bottom down here with a couple of bolts, and then we should be able to take the whole strut out, disassemble the parts that we need, reassemble it on the new stuff, and then put the new strut in. So these front ones are just a little bit simpler. So let's go ahead and just start doing this. We'll do updates every once in a while on the things that we're doing here. Okay, so this one here is all off. Every one of these, you have to basically cut the brake line or take the brake line off to get it in. The fronts are actually very nice because it's going to allow me to slide the brake caliper back in without having to take this stuff off again and like open the brake system up. But this front one here, super simple setup here. So what you do is you take off the whole thing. It unbolts from 2 bolts on the bottom down here. They're 19s. Just put those back in and you're all set to go. These actually come with longer bolts too that are in the packaging right over there. And then what you do is this nut here, which is on the factory, it's probably literally up to 5, maybe not even, maybe 2 foot-pounds of torque on it just to get it so that it's snugged up, but it's not like super tight. And then what you do is you put the cotter pin with your locking piece on there and it's good to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this off. We're gonna, where's our shield? We're gonna put our shield here, back onto here, like so. We're gonna bolt this thing back down. We're only gonna use 2 now because 2 of them stripped out. So these 2 are good. This one's stripped to all heck. And then this one here is stripped to all heck as well. So we're gonna leave those off and we're only gonna put 2 on. Then we're going to drop our whole bearing assembly on there. We're going to check our bearings before we put these things in there and re-grease them with some of that high temp grease. And then we're going to put those back in and we're going to tighten this thing all up and then just plop her back into there. And we should be rolling in front in about half an hour with both sides all done. So let's go ahead and just put this one together and then we'll do a time lapse of the other side and then we'll be all done for today. Okay, so I cut the time lapse a little short because my phone is going to die, so we're going to make this quick also. The front coilovers are in, the rear coilovers are in. I did the front hubs, re-greased the bearings in there, and I put it all back together. It needs new front brake lines on the back side, which is just like a little bit of brake line that needs to be done. I need to put the sway bar links back on the front because you have to put those on when the car is on the ground right now. But overall, we're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to do another video on this thing to install this brake booster and brake master. So we're going to put that in, and that'll be the end of, or the second half of this tutorial kind of video thing here. But yeah, guys, that's about it for this video. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, do all the good stuff. And I hope to see you guys in the next one with more Datsun 240Z stuff.